Good morning and happy November. This month I'm living in Berkeley and commuting to San Francisco for an elective. I'm actually on that commute right now, and I thought I would take a little time to film and do a little bit of reflecting on how fourth year has gone so far now that I'm more than halfway through it. Number one, fourth year is great. Doing what I like and creating my own schedule for once has been really nice, very freeing. I've really had the choice to do electives that I want to do in specialties that I want to learn more about or just more interested in. Number two, that being said, I kind of front-loaded my fourth year, which I did intentionally, but I am kind of still waiting for that point in fourth year where I can just be on vacation for like 4 months. I'm not quite there yet, but after I do a couple more electives, then I'll be there. Number three, on a related note, I did 4 sub-Is. Don't do that. I did 1 home sub-I and 3 aways, and while they were all really good experiences and I got to really see how hospitals could differ across states and even across regions, it was quite time intensive and effort intensive, and yeah, I wouldn't do that. Another piece of advice, and probably my main one, fourth year is a lot of paperwork, and so I would try and get that done as soon as you can. Get your vaccine titers as early in the calendar year as possible so that you have time to get booster shots if needed before your electives start. Have all the files that you might need on a folder on your computer that you can easily access in order to upload to whatever application services you might be using. My fifth piece of advice is to definitely try to do electives outside of the specialties that you're interested in. I think it's a really good way to broaden your knowledge without the pressure of having to perform when you're trying to go into that specialty. Doing an elective outside of your specialty or specialties of interest also allows you to just focus on learning without the pressure of being a resident rotating in that specialty where you actually have the responsibility that comes with a medical degree. Number 6, doing electives in states or even regions outside the place where you went to medical school can be really eye-opening and helpful. Medicine is actually practiced sort of differently depending on what region of the country you're in, and so I think having that exposure has been really handy for me. I'm trying to go back to California for residency, and so I've been doing a lot of my electives in California, and I think the differences between West Coast and East Coast family medicine are really interesting and worth looking into. My last piece of advice, and the one I'll end the video on, is don't forget to have fun. Fourth year has been really fun. I've had the opportunity to go back to the Bay Area, which is where I spent college, reunite with some old friends, explore the city and see how it's changed. That's been really fun. I'm going to be spending a few months in San Diego starting next month, and so I'll be able to re-explore my hometown. I also spent some time in the LA area earlier this summer, and so that's been a nice way for me to explore a city that I've never lived in before. While I'm not going to talk about specific interviews or programs for privacy reasons, I do want to make a video at some point reflecting on interview season and maybe offering some tips for how to do well on interviews. Probably more specifically geared toward family medicine, but hopefully it'll be useful for everyone who's applying to residency at some point in the near future. That'll be it for my video for now. Hope you all had a great November, and I'll see you next month.